Muhammad Yunus, Banker to the Poor, the story of the Grameen Bank. Step into the compelling journey of Muhammad Yunus and the Grameen Bank, an unconventional banking system that has transformed the lives of millions. Banker to the Poor, the story of the Grameen Bank, unleashes the power of microfinance and its impact on poverty-stricken communities. This summary will walk you through the inception and growth of Grameen Bank, highlighting key aspects such as its unique methodology, exceptional focus on women, and the subsequent development of anti-poverty programs across the globe. Witness the evolution of a professor's vision into a global phenomenon, as the Grameen Bank breaks the barriers of traditional banking and paves the way to create a poverty-free world.
Early life of Muhammad Yunus. Muhammad Yunus, born in 1940, grew up in Chittagong, East Bengal. He was the third of 14 children and grew up in a small two-story house with a successful jewelry business on the ground floor run by his father, Dula Mia. Yunus' mother, Sophia Khatun, was his strongest influence and insisted on discipline and education for her children. Yunus was an enthusiastic reader as a child and won academic competitions as a teenager. He also pursued creative hobbies, such as photography and graphic design, by apprenticing with a commercial artist. Groundwork of a social entrepreneur. The captivating and inspiring story of the life of Dr. Muhammad Yunus, the founder of Grameen Bank, who pioneered the concept of microfinance and social entrepreneurship through his extensive leadership roles, innovative approaches, and vision to achieve social change. Dr. Muhammad Yunus, a Bangladeshi economist and social entrepreneur, is widely known for his contribution to the world of developmental economics, with his microlending concept that helped millions of impoverished people escape poverty. However, his journey of becoming an influential social entrepreneur didn't start with a grand vision. Instead, it was inspired by the simple activities of his early life, starting with the Boy Scouts program. As a participant in the Boy Scout program, Yunus was exposed to traveling, team building, and leadership. He learned the importance of evaluating situations and using his ability to make rational decisions. The Scouts helped him reinforce his natural leadership qualities and also extended his worldview. Later, under the mentorship of his headmaster, Qazi Sirajul Haq, who was a role model for him, he learned the virtues of morality and was encouraged to use his leadership skills for the betterment of society. After Yunus graduated from Dhaka University, he taught economics while trying his hand at business with his father. However, his passion for teaching continued to grow, and he went to the United States to further his studies under Nicholas Georgescu. Yunus was introduced to the idea of simplifying problems instead of finding more complicated answers for them. With this knowledge and his entrepreneurial mindset, he returned to Bangladesh with a motive to play a key role in transforming the country's economic landscape. In 1971, during the Bangladesh Liberation War, Yunus declared his allegiance to the new nation of Bangladesh and formed the Bangladesh Citizens Committee with 6 other Bengalis to support its independence. He traveled to the United States to create awareness and was instrumental in convincing ambassadors from various nations to recognize the new nation. After Bangladesh gained its independence, Yunus took on key leadership roles in its government's planning commission in hopes of gathering meaningful responsibility, but he found himself disillusioned by his inability to bring about change. Yunus returned to his roots as an economics professor and took a position at Chittagong University. It was there that he became aware of the plight of the poor who suffered from seasonal poverty, lack of collateral, and limited access to credit. Microlending seemed to be the solution, and Yunus began experimenting with lending $27 to poor women in the village of Jobra. The venture was successful, and Yunus realized that even people with limited financial means have the capability to become entrepreneurs, they only need the right resources to succeed. This realization led to the formation of Grameen Bank, an institution that has now disbursed more than $5 billion loans and helped millions to escape the poverty trap. Dr. Muhammad Yunus's journey from a humble beginning to a monumental social impact was seeded by the simplicity of his early life experiences and the constant urge to make a difference. He challenged himself and those around him by promoting economic, political, and social change through his leadership as a social entrepreneur. The origin of microcredit. In the midst of the famine and poverty in Bangladesh in 1974, Muhammad Yunus noticed uncultivated fields and discovered that poor irrigation was the issue. With his students, he founded the Chittagong University Rural Development Project and experimented with agricultural cooperatives to help villagers grow high-yield rice. However, Yunus realized he wasn't doing enough for the poorest of the poor. He met landless people, such as Sophia Begum, who relied on usurious loans to make ends meet. Yunus loaned her and 41 others the $27 they needed for raw materials interest-free, marking the beginning of microcredit. After being rebuffed by local banks, Yunus personally guaranteed the loans and became an intermediary for the loans. The poor repaid their loans because they knew it was their only opportunity to escape poverty. Revolutionizing banking for the poor. In the book, Banker to the Poor, Muhammad Yunus shares the story of how he founded Grameen Bank, a revolutionary approach to banking for the impoverished population. Yunus initially started lending money to the poor under his program and eventually evolved it into Grameen Bank. He took a unique approach by observing the ways other financial institutions worked and doing the opposite. For example, he made poor borrowers start repaying immediately and required them to repay a tiny amount every day instead of large debts. Yunus also made borrowers form groups, which encouraged repayment, and he required them to accumulate savings that could be lent to other members. All transactions were conducted transparently and without secrets. Yunus loaned money almost exclusively to women because they improved the welfare of their families more readily and successfully than men. Grameen Bank is against the existing institutional framework that is grounded solely on greed-based enterprise. Yunus's vision of social intervention without government involvement has helped millions of impoverished people around the world. The Grameen Bank's incredible journey. The Grameen Bank, founded by Muhammad Yunus in 1976 with only $27, has transformed into a remarkable anti-poverty program with almost 2,000 branches and a staff of over 11,000. The bank provides loans to the poor without requiring any collateral, and its success has inspired similar programs worldwide. In addition to the bank's expansion, Yunus has started several poverty-fighting programs involving fish farming, textile production, and cellular telephones. Grameen Bank's success is attributed to its trust in its clients, and its profits have allowed it to serve the poor without using donor funds. Muhammad Yunus dreams of the world without poverty by 2050, and he believes that this should be a shared accomplishment that everyone can be proud of.
As we reach the end of the engrossing tale of Muhammad Yunus and the Grameen Bank, we come away with a renewed understanding of the capacity for innovation and resilience in tackling global issues such as poverty. Through Yunus's unwavering determination, the power of microfinance has been harnessed like never before, unlocking new opportunities for millions of people previously trapped in a cycle of debt. The Grameen Bank's focus on women has propagated lasting change, while its expanding operations showcase the scalability of its endeavors. Ultimately, Banker to the Poor offers a beacon of hope for the eradication of poverty, emphasizing the importance of dreaming big and the potential that lies within us all to make a lasting difference in our world.